Hello. I have tried to make this video. I think this is take 5. I think I'm really struggling with this one. I had a little adventure in screenwriting that made me feel bad. I felt bad. So I am an unproduced screenwriter. My name is Laura. I live in Los Angeles. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome back. If you're a returning visitor. This story is how I had an opportunity to convert somebody's book into a screenplay, and how I walked away from it. I walked away. I'm not quite sure how to move forward with this story, because every time I tell it, I get depressed halfway through, and then it just becomes wah wah. So I will try not to do that this time. Maybe I can have a full and complete video that doesn't grind its way into I feel sorry for myself territory. No promises though. So this guy wrote a book and published it himself, and the woman who helped him publish it reached out to my friend to see if she would be available to convert it to a screenplay, write the screenplay. And my friend is a produced screenwriter. You definitely, if you're a millennial or a Gen X, you've definitely seen stuff that she's done. So there's no mystery there. You've seen her work. And so she has a quote. She has what the guild says she should be asking for, so that she remains in good standing with the union. And the book author decided that was out of his budget. So she recommended me to the job. And I started to read the book, and I could see potential there for something. So we had a Zoom call on Friday, and he was very interested in how his book becomes a movie, and kind of wanted to push past and then there's a screenplay step in the conversation. And I think was just looking for, how do we get this to Brad Pitt and get him to sign on and make this movie. It was a little, it started out weird. The call started out weird, and it didn't get any better. So it came down to, okay, how much is this going to cost? And my friend said $10,000. And he said, because he was on a fixed income, he had to really think about this. And he offered $5,000. $10,000 is, especially for the amount of work that goes into it, is very, very low amount of money. You see these sales of screenplays. Whoa, that's kind of cool the way that lit up. You see these sales of screenplays. Like, my friend had sold a screenplay, and I had a roommate at the time who was like, woo, now she's rich. And I had to break it down for him. She wrote that screenplay 10 years earlier. When you divide it out she was getting about $40,000 a year. It was a low level white collar job. These screenwriters are not rolling in the dough. They just are not. I can't tell you how many actual real screenwriters I know who are also school teachers, or they are driving Uber, or giving music lessons or something to help make ends meet, because you only get to take down one mastodon every so often. You got to make that stretch, and sometimes you run out of mastodon before you get another one. So $10,000, and he says, how about $5,000? And I had said I would do it for $10,000, one draft plus one round of notes. Because I'm the one thing I am proud of myself for is knowing that this could become some big back and forth, that then they hold you hostage because they don't like where a comma got put. So I was proud that I was clear about that. So I countered with $7,500, but no rewrite. And his answer was, why don't you take the weekend to think about it? Why don't I take the weekend to think about it? I gave you a counter offer. It's your turn to come across, motherfucker. Oh, I need to swear, I guess. There you go. There you go. It's suddenly all the alarm bells went off in my head. All of them. Because I don't care what business you are in. When I get somebody who starts to bargain with me that hard on, can't you bring your rate down? Can't you give me a flat rate? Can't you? No, sir. No, sir. Because what I know is cheap people will treat you cheaply. But Laura, he's on a fixed income. Absolutely, I respect that. I totally get that. But his fixed income allowed him to publish his own book, which, yeah, you can do that inexpensively enough. You go to Fiverr and hire somebody to edit your book cover, and you get people to help review and market, and it's not cheap. Hiring an editor to go through and make sure that everything's spelled correctly, not cheap. And this woman who helped him publish his book, she didn't do it for free. She did it because that's her job, that's her business. So I did take the weekend to think about it. And when I did the math and I looked at the time frame and everything, it really boiled down to that it wasn't enough money. Even at $10,000, it wasn't enough money. So everybody else is having all this email back and forth, and I realized I got to pipe up. At which point I said, thank you for the opportunity. I've had some time to think about it, and while you are on a fixed income, I am not. And I have to weigh and measure the projects that I get involved in because they have to benefit me financially. They can't hurt me financially. If I take time away from my client base to do this, I have to at least be able to live. And that amount of money is I can't park my clients to one side for that amount of money. So I stepped away, and I wished him luck in finding the right team members, but I don't think I'm a good fit. And then he replied, and his reply was, well, I'm very surprised that you ended this conversation so abruptly. I was expecting you to come back with more. Whoa, no way. That's not how it works. We take turns. I said $7,500, and then you got take a weekend and think about it all up in your head. I took the weekend, I thought about it, and I declined his offer. And he still expected me to come back and say, well, what did you have in mind? If he knew I was going to walk away and he really wanted me to do this, he should have said, yes, I can see where 5,000 is a little low. Would you think about blah? No, he was not into negotiating a dollar amount. And I came away feeling very unhappy. But I think if I had said yes, I would be more unhappy. Just knowing myself, just knowing, yeah, I don't want to write something from a place of resentment. I don't want to feel disrespected. It was a bit of Lucy with the football, you know. I'm supposed to keep running to kick the football just to have you keep pulling it away. No, sir. I don't think so. So outside my realm of desired experiences, and I think that my instincts served me well on this. You know, I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money for me, and yet that's not enough for my living expenses for a month in Los Angeles. It's just not going to cut it from what I have to pay to live here. I'd be really interested in hearing your thoughts on it, if you think I made a mistake, or how you might have negotiated differently. There are other things to horse trade on, and I think he was hoping I would say, and then when the studio comes in and buys it, they will give me this much, and that I can't negotiate on behalf of a studio offer when there is no studio offer. We don't even have a screenplay yet. And I think he's got the cart so far in front of the horse that it's not realistic. And I think that the idea that as the writer, I have any control in this situation, he has control because he owns the underlying intellectual property. If he says no, then that script is dead. You know, if he doesn't like the option that he's offered, then I've spent time for nothing. So I don't know. I don't know. I do feel better about this recording than I have. Maybe I just needed to process my feelings for a couple of days. I did consult with other friends, and generally, the general feedback was, well, you could do it. It wouldn't be hard for you to do it. But it sounds like it was not going to work personality-wise. And yeah, the money is definitely an issue, but the way it got handled felt strange to me. So, you know, that's the TLDR on the whole back and forth. It was not fun in the end. Wah, wah. And I am feeling a little sorry for myself, but I'm very excited that I'm in a situation where these kinds of opportunities come to me. So, you know, you don't necessarily marry the first person you go on a date with, and that's the perspective I'm trying to take on this. You don't have to say yes to everything, and you know, there's more to measure here than money. There's the excitement level. There's the dignity and respect. Do I feel like my abilities were being respected? And you know, I wouldn't have offered anybody a single dime without reading their writing first. And at no point did anybody say, do you have a writing sample for me? So I think it was a lot of opportunity for disappointment. I just chose to have my disappointment early. I think that's how I handled it. So today I am headed out to Griffith Park. My Griffith Park person, Los Feliz person, and it's rainy, which we needed. And right now it's just a little drizzly. I'm on the freeway going so slow. I would flip the camera around so you could see the misty gorgeousness of LA, palm trees in the rain. But I'm just stuck behind a Sienna, and I'm at a full stop in the fast lane on the 10. This is not a thrilling ride. You're not going to see anything that exciting. But I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for letting me unburden myself and share a personal story. I want to come on here and say, oh my God, you guys, I got the writing gig of a lifetime. This is it. So we have that to look forward to. It's coming. It's going to happen. I hope you're taking time to work on your creative things and that you're going to share them with the world soon. I'm going to do a smaller version of the creative writing time that I do on Sundays. I'm going to do little 20-minute snackettes because maybe that's all the time any of us has in a day is 20 minutes. And it's surprising how much you can get done in that short amount of time. So we got that to look forward to. And that's everything I have to say to you today. I will add some footage of beautiful rain-swept something at some point before I upload this. But it's not coming at this hot second. All right, thanks.